stop. Yeah, one more juice in it. Coming up. Come on, come up now. Can't stop me. You coming up.
Hello, guys. It is me, Morgan Harvey, and welcome to the House of Peach. Yes, I am missing someone today. My lovely co-host April is in my forever home. I honestly want to move there. She is having a wonderful time in Costa Rica. I am super jealous, but at least I've been able to talk to her and secure some some goodness. So today was definitely a typical Tuesday. Come on in the room. Of course, we are going to miss April, but we wish her safe travels on her way back, because you guys know that she's got a lot that's going on in the next few weeks, and then she's headed somewhere else amazing. So I can't wait for her to come back and talk to us about that. I feel like we need to put her in the hot seat. April, when you watch the replay, just know that that's exactly what's going to be going on. So we had to do a little revamping. Obviously, like I said, April is gone, and we have had to rearrange our schedule just a bit. So we have a surprise guest for today. Our surprise guest is an amazing woman. Of course, as we have had many of our guests, they are multi-talented, multifaceted, owners of multiple businesses. Well, this woman like literally fits right on in. And actually, funny enough, today I just found out that she is a paparazzi sister as well. So we've had a couple of paparazzi folk out here. So if y'all ever had a question about paparazzi, paparazzi leads to a lot of other things. So don't sleep on the $5 bling. But it's much more than jewelry. It's a whole lot more than just selling to people. It actually is a sisterhood. It actually does bring out the entrepreneur in a lot of people, and it's so nice to be able to see other Papa sisters come up and be doing other things besides their jewelry, and killing it in those areas as well. So let's see. I'm hoping that we are good to go as far as my guest is concerned. I will find out for that in a second. Like I said, we were having technical difficulties and we didn't want to delay the show too much. So come on in the room. I guess I will tag a couple people as well because I didn't get a chance to do that. Like I said, we were doing this last minute live. And so, but today our topic is nothing beats a fail but a try. And we really want to hone in on what failure looks like, what our definition of success looks like, and how that differs for everybody. But at the end of the day, failing is not really an option, especially if you don't try. You know what I mean? So listen, if we don't fail, it's not really actually considered a failure. It's a lesson. You learned what not to do so that you could do better next time. And that is, pretty much the point. I apologize if I seem a little distracted, but I'm just trying to make sure that our guest is good to go. So I apologize for the dead air. That was I was just trying to make sure, like I said, we are good to go. So yes, failure. I have failed at definitely a lot of things. And that is hard to be able to admit. But for me, I actually like the bounce back. No one likes to fail. No one likes to, not succeed at things. But I am someone who likes to try. I am someone who does actually like to succeed. So if at first I don't, I'm definitely coming back in there in the game again. Like, okay, what do I need to do differently so that I can, be able to be successful in the next round. And there really isn't too many times that I can get knocked down. It sometimes can probably be annoying to some, but when there's something that you really, really want, you try to keep that tenacious spirit. When you know that it's something that's your purpose, that's something that you actually go after. You don't allow dead space and dead air to be able to, fill in where you could be actually doing something else. So the other thing for me is when it comes to failure, I also know what my strengths and my weaknesses are, or at least I'm still learning in a lot of different areas what my strengths and weaknesses are. And so what I have now started to do instead of constantly putting more and more on myself, especially when it comes to the weaknesses, I definitely continue to hone in on my strengths, but then I either find people who are strong in my weaknesses to be able to connect with, so that some of their knowledge and wisdom can be able to rub off on me, or I find someone else to do it and say, you know what, this is your forte. This is what you do. This is what I need. Our levels as far as excellence is concerned align. So at this point in time, we can definitely rock together. And I choose to then find someone who is good at that to be able to then complement the strengths that I have, but then also be able to strengthen my weakness. I believe that weakness is, if nothing else, are a part of who we are. They're not anything that is really, I think, flaws us, but it allows us to be able to have that connectivity with other people, to be able to really have a strong foundation for ourselves, and then to help someone else be able to do that as well. So that's why you typically see me do a lot of collaborations. This is a part of just my personal life as well as my business. So I kind of mesh the two. They're not separate as far as principles when it comes to failure. So with that being said, I am hoping that we're good to go. I am. Can y'all tell I miss April? Oh my goodness. We are like totally yin and yang. We're totally yin and yang. And let me see. Let me see if I can help her out real quick. Open the link. Anybody else? Okay, hold on. Here's a real question here for anyone else that is in the room here. Um, and I guess I should probably pull up and see if another one of our pages is getting some communication as well. But does anybody else cannot like talk and type at the same time? I feel like it is a complete disconnect in my head. I have to stop doing one thing in order to do the other. Like I cannot do both, or else I will end up typing what I'm saying versus what was in my head to actually send this completely separate message. If anyone could be able to do that, listen, I need to know what your secret is. I feel like it's a Jedi mind trick or something to that effect. All right, so she got those instructions, and hopefully we're good to go. So this lady, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's about 5 different things that she does. Our last few guests, we definitely had conversations about how their multiple businesses actually connected together, or if they did at all, or do you just run, them side by side, having absolutely nothing to do with the other. But all of these absolutely do. And I cannot, like I said, I cannot wait for you guys to be able to meet this lady. She just had a birthday, and of course, I have already had a conversation about trying to do some collaborations with one of her main businesses, because, of course, it's in line with my doula business and everything else. So, all right, she said, okay. She's gonna have to try something different with her phone. Can I just talk about also the spirit of readiness for this lady? Because, like I said, we had to revamp the show. We ended up having to reschedule the guest that we had for this week. Um, and it was one of those conversations like, listen, I apologize. We had already talked about being here. Um, and I said, I apologize for really last minute, but I need you to, are you available for tomorrow? And she was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, you know what? I appreciate you being ready. And it was one of those, listen, you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. No.
Why?
Because it doesn't work.
How?
Okay, goodbye. I love you. Noah is trying to get in on the podcast.
Is the ice cream done?
Yes, but we will talk about the ice cream when I am not doing my podcast. Can you go back upstairs with your brother, please? Thank you.
Tell something that's crazy.
Talk to your brother, please.
Tell something that's crazy, please, Mom.
Yes, can you please talk to your brother?
Yes.
Once again, Joe, you have one job. My, what do you call it? My autocorrect does the most as far as constantly changing what I have put in. So then it takes me 10 times longer than what I would normally be doing. Hey, does anybody else have that problem too? And no, I don't want to take it off, but sometimes it gets me to a place. Where I'm like, I would rather actually take off the autocorrect because it does more harm than good. Most of the time, it makes me look like I'm illiterate. I can't spell, and their grammar just went out the window. And writing and reading are two things that I absolutely love to do. So I can do them very well, and I can spell very well as well. So it's got me out in these streets looking crazy. So no shout out to the autocorrect, especially when you're trying to type in a link. Where's my folks at? Where Corey? Our normal folks. Who? Don't say anything. Okay, there's Corey. There you are. Hey, Corey. Yeah, so that's kind of awkward. Normally everything is in so that we can be able to see, um, from all angles. All right. Okay, hopefully we are on and good to go now. If not, I do not have a monologue prepared, just so you guys know. Just so you guys know, I do not have a monologue prepared. I am not the one to carry a show by myself. This is why I don't have my own podcast right now. And that's because it's not about content or anything. It's just, I don't know if you guys know how hard it is to actually, do this, especially by yourself. Like talking, it almost seems like you're talking to yourself. She's having a hard time getting in. All right. This is definitely a. Let's talk to social media. In the electronic forces of that thing. Saying it's not here to connect. You should. This reminds me of when I first started actually selling paparazzi, and one of the best, I guess it was advice slash tutorials that I had gotten at the time was from a lady that was just like, listen, when you do this, you have to be okay with looking at yourself, talking to yourself, and you have to be, consistent with this thing. And the crazy thing is, guys, the first time I ever went live was probably like, I guess, I'm selling paparazzi for, dang, that was 4, and I was pregnant when I started. So I guess it's been at least 4 years. And yeah, it was so uncomfortable for me to be able to do, and it wasn't. It became less uncomfortable the more and more I did it, and the more consistent I became. So, if nothing else, me stopping that um, definitely makes you feel rusty. Especially like in moments like this. I'm gonna just be completely transparent because that's really who I am and what I bring to the table when it comes to like that's who I am. I'm just myself. Um, okay. Yeah. Um, but yeah, it was definitely. I realized it was funny when I was asked about or when I volunteered to be considered for the prior for the podcast. Um, and then was selected, I was like, oh wow, this is going to totally throw me back into having to be in front of a camera, having to talk to a virtual audience, reading messages in between, trying to keep your thoughts as you're, talking. I don't know. Like I said, if y'all have never been live before with a lot of those different facets going on, it can be a lot to try to make it seem like in your head that when you watch the replay that there is some coherency to it. Um, hey, hey, hey! How are you, Stacey? Oh yeah, how are you? We're trying to get our special guest on in here. We're having a little technical difficulty. But thanks for joining. I've been rambling about me being on here by myself, missing April. I'm great. Today was actually pretty good. I can't complain. I'm excited because one of my doula sisters actually, I definitely could have talked about this. One of my doula sisters called me this morning and was like, hey, guess what? Um, I got a placenta for you. That's like one of the best phone calls. Besides, hey, I'm going into labor for me. For me. And it was funny because I put it in the group chat, like, hey guys, I got a placenta. And my manager was just like the things that make Morgan happy. So so today was definitely good. I get to do some keepsakes with that. And I'm actually excited because of the shape of the placenta. So this has given me some nice material to work with. Um, um, trying to troubleshoot. It could possibly be. Okay, we're trying to get this. Um, so look and see, this is why. Look, so although April is not here, she's here in spirit. She's sending me text messages right now, and this is why I love her. Okay, she's gonna look at this and be like, okay. So, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at myself. This is absolutely hilarious, and I'm laughing at myself because it was just this is typically how things happen for me. Happen for me. And no, and the funny thing is I think the biggest laugh in this is on our guest page. Um Underneath her about, it is like, I can find anything positive in a negative situation. So I'm the person who finds the funny. I'm the person that finds the or tries to find the positive as well. Rather than dwelling on the negative. Because of course I could be freaking out right now. As type A personality as I am, I could be. Um, but it's all good because I've always this show has actually been a nice safe space. It's been a place for me to kind of come and chill and relax and decompress. As April and I have both said, we have both very hectic days, but then when we come down, we sit here and we do this. It's a completely different situation, and it feels completely different. So I love her. So that's why I also feel very, comfortable with just being transparent and telling y'all really how I feel and what's going on right now as we're trying to get my guest in here. So yeah, so I'm cracking up over here. I've got, April, April from seas away. give, give giving me tips and advice. Because listen, this is why I am the this is why I'm the co-host. Okay, so I've got her over here cracking up, and I just texted her, and I was like, "Well, guess what? Now I'm talking about you." Okay, so that's what we're doing here. And she said, "Oh Lord," but yes, I'm gonna just, I guess, get into the topic a little bit more for um myself, or at least answer some of the questions that I had for our guest, and then if she's able to pop in, then if nothing else, she it can be able to do this. So um, so yes, when it comes to let's see, I've got a lot of different things that are up here that I was going to talk to her about when it comes to, businesses and owning multiple businesses. The biggest thing that keeps coming up for me is that work-life balance. Um, and that is something that is something that I personally am actually struggling with right now, for if no other reason. Um, the way that business is coming, the way that births are coming, the way that reviews and things are coming, the way that you know we are moving in business as a team and individually. Um, it's it's something that is necessary. So we're going to change gears while we are in the midst of, like I said, trying to figure this out. And so I'm going to talk, I guess, a little bit about what is going on with me, with my actual business right now, the things that I do, because there are actually a lot of things that are coming up. Specifically, actually, Saturday. Yes, this Saturday, June 10th, at the Newcastle Hope Center, which used to be, I believe, a hotel. So it's in Newcastle on Airport Road, and that's going to be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm actually going to be doing a talk when it comes to food on a budget. So I'm going to go through some of the stores, whether it be Dollar Store, whether it be Food Lion, whether it be Aldi slash Lidl, Target, Walmart, those kind of things, for what we have here, specifically in the Delaware area, and trying to help people understand how to make educated decisions about their food choices when they go food shopping, how to be able to stay on a budget. And if your wish is to be able to eat healthy and make intentional decisions about your food, how to be able to do that without feeling like, oh my goodness, my pockets, oh my goodness, how my pockets. Yes, absolutely. The way that the pricing of food is soaring, if nothing else, one of the biggest things that I have learned is that it it changes actually the way that we think about food and consumption altogether. When you think about how expensive it is, a lot of the time, then the first thing we think about is the drawback. Well, a lot of us have been, not necessarily making the best decisions, or, we see a lot of these posts now, like I'm trying to get my summer bod back, or, I have, like I said, I have clients who have just had babies and they're like, okay, well, now how do I continue to have, um, hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up? What's up? How are
Good to
you,
see you. Look at
Morgan?
your smile. You look good.
Man, look, today was amazing, and I just wanted to get on and share this news. Hello, everyone. I'm Vonda Smack. One of
Oh no. Come back, come back. I'm excited. She looks so good, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we'll wait till she comes back because I cannot wait to hear what her news is. Especially, like I said, she looks so good. Um, Smack is a fighter, okay, all the way, and she is in the midst of this fight right now, and I'm just, when I say super proud of just the way that she is handling things, trying to keep her countenance together, trying to keep, her body and her health and her mind all together while she's in the midst of this fight is just something that is very inspiring and empowering. So hopefully she can be able to get back on. But yes, back to the food. We see that actually we can make it make sense for our budgets and for our bodies if we actually deal with now portion control. So yeah, you're okay. You're back. I'll look. I can.
Okay, I don't
What you gotta
look.
say?
Look, everybody's calling my phone because it's been such and if someone calls your phone, I guess it just messed up. I had to come out and come back in.
Oh,
But
okay.
today has been very monumental, and I just wanted to get on here and share. Hello everyone, I'm Vonda Smack. I'm one of the board members of HOP, House of Peach, and today was just an empowering, and I need to share our sister company I'm the brand ambassador for, which is IME. And today was just so amazing. From the time I woke up, how many people get happy to go to traffic court? Number one. Okay. So first I went to traffic court, and I'm telling you, it was nothing but God. And I know I gave the cop a hard time when he told me my light was out and it wasn't out. He thought it was out, but it wasn't out. And then he was a rookie. I just gave him a hard time. I just gave him my driver's license. I told him I knew my rights. And I guess, a little argument. But anyway, he gave me a ticket for not having insurance. But I went to court today, showed my insurance card that I had insurance that day. And they told me have a good day. So no ticket, no fine. That's the best blessing.
Of
Then I
course.
had to head on over to Legislative Hall, and I participate in what's called Lobby Day. And for those of you who don't know, I am a lead SJ ambassador for the ACLU campaign for smart justice. I have been with them for over 3 years. I am one of the shaker and movers out in this community to make sure that we, as people, all people, can live and walk and breathe freely. You know what I mean? I apply that pressure. So after that today, because we were pushing on the probation reform bill,
Yeah.
which is SB4, Senator Marie Pinckney invited me to go to the proclamation signing, but I already knew I was going to be there representing IME because I'm the brand ambassador. So we had the proclamation signing today for LGBTQ plus, this right here, and I'm a part of history. I Am Me Inc. is a part of history. The governor today signed a proclamation making this month Pride Month. It got voted through both caucuses, the House and the Senate. And
Okay.
it was so amazing to hear IME Inc., our sister company, on record as a part of history. It was so amazing to hear the stories from other people, like the creators of HB 99, the first two women to get married in the state of Delaware. I got my pictures taken with them today. When I tell you about empowering, I mean, I'm wearing some of the stuff, you know what I'm saying? This is Delaware. I support Delaware women, you know,
I hear that.
LGBT, they, it's just, it was just an amazing thing. And I wanted to get on here to really let our listeners know, especially the women. Let me tell you something, never give up. Always apply that pressure. If you feel as though you can't take it, go do some affirmations. Do something to confirm. Never give up on what it is that you are working towards. Okay? Not all the time are you going to see change at the snap of your finger. Okay, but the change will come. So if you're trying to elevate your business and you're doing the same things that you were doing last year, what I want to tell you is sometimes you have to change up your formula.
Yep, shake it up.
You know what I mean? And sometimes we have to start with a subtraction sign, meaning sometimes you have to delete people, delete things, subtract those things and move them out the way before you start adding in things. So my I just got on here today because it's amazing how the founder of I Am Me 2 years ago told me how things were going to go down legislatively, and they are happening now. So now is the time. And I'm just saying, I'm calling out anyone. If you have a family member that is LGBTQ, if you have a friend, we need you as allies because it's about to get crazy for us. If you are a person that is listening to the news, reading blogs, there is a lot going on in other parts of our country that could potentially happen here to erase this community that I have been living now for over 50 years.
Mm.
So that is my call to you guys. For those of you who support us, especially all of my followers, 7.9K just on Facebook. If you are following me, let me know that you support me so that when I get ready to really fight in these streets and do what I have to do to protect me and my community, that I got you on my back. I need you. I need your support. I didn't mean to, like interrupt your show,
Not
Morgan.
at
I had to
all.
share that good news because I know you would love to hear that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You listen, I love to see everyone win. I feel like that is the way that it's supposed to be. I feel like it's the God way at the end of the day. And so at this point in time, that is something that's great. And it's nice to see that when you do some work and like you said, that tenacious, that, you know what, I'm not letting up, you applying that pressure, that things start to move. And so, yes, I mean, sometimes it looks like nothing is changing. It looks like it looks kind of bleak. But at the end of the day, if you know that this is something that's real, you know that this is something that is right and should be, should be acknowledged by all, then it is what it is.
Yes.
You keep pushing, and you know that things are going to, come into fruition. So I'm super happy. I'm super excited. I'm just so happy to see your face too.
Oh, thank you. It took me a couple of days. It took me more than a couple of days, but to get this energy because I knew I had to do this lobby day and I knew that I had to go and represent for my people. But when you're standing there amongst the governor, and I'm telling you, I got pictures taken with him today and didn't know he knows my family. So that was a plus. Knowing my uncle and my dad and having that conversation with our governor and him signing that today, as I just stood in that room, I became a little, like touched because I have been an activist for a very long time. And here I am, a lesbian woman. And I became very emotional because there wasn't a time that we could be in the rooms that I have been in today. You see what I'm saying? There wasn't a time where I could be working and putting in the work with organizations if it wasn't for a bill that got passed in Delaware, which is now passed throughout the whole country, which is for us, they can't discriminate against sexual orientation. You see what I'm saying? And
I
so
think
to
that's
see,
absolutely absurd. Like absolutely
yeah,
absurd. Like, because here's the thing: when you look at what is it, heterosexualism? Is that a word? I don't know. I just made it up. You know what I mean? No, no, nobody is walking around asking you, "Hey, who do you shtup?" You know, I will try to like no one is walking around asking questions like that. So at the end of the day, like I don't understand what that has to do with my ability to do a job or show up on time and get the job done. Like what does that have to do with anything at the end of the day? Just the same as when it comes to whether you're a woman, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. None of that has to do with anything. Can we look at the people and what they're bringing to the table?
Right. But let me tell you, you're right, Morgan. There was a time where could not really live in my truth.
Yeah, what's
Meaning
that?
I
What
had
was that
to
like?
dress like a girl to go to work. I don't have to do that now. You're going to set me in my studdish ways, as they say it. I don't like to be called a stud, but
Right.
I like wearing men's clothes. But I did not like having to go to work wearing a blazer, a dress shirt, women's dress shoes. I don't have to do that anymore because of that not that they can't discriminate now, HB 99. You see what I'm saying? Even if I were to go and get, there were times, especially for our trans community, they can now be themselves, but their rights right now are on the line where they can't be free. You see what I'm saying? It may come down to that. There was so much, but it feels good for me as a lesbian woman to be able to, one, live in my truth and walk in it in the way that you're going to set me for me. And it's just amazing that Delaware has 5 LGBTQ senators. You see what I'm saying? Senators and House representative. There wasn't a time where and this has happened within the last 3 to 4 years. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of the different laws, we've been fighting since Stonewall. We've been fighting and we're still fighting. You see what I'm saying? And it just feels good. Okay, yes, we're celebrating the month of June, that is Pride, but every day is Pride for me because I get to truly be who I am,
Yeah.
you know? So I
Absolutely.
just
No,
want to
it should
get
not
on and
be.
just,
It should not definitely be contained to a month. Most definitely. No. And live who you are and live your truth unapologetically every day. Because then that you see the smile that's on your face right there for me is enough. That's
yeah,
enough.
especially what I
That's
just
the
went
that's
through.
the that's the look exactly. That's the look of sheer real happiness. Like that's a freedom look. It looks good on you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It looks good on you.
I've been through a lot since May 12th when we found out, that I had breast cancer. And thank God I am cancer free now. But it was a year long of many treatments of chemo, radiation. Now, in about 3 weeks, I'm getting ready to start another treatment because of the hormones, but I'm feeling so good in the space that I am. And I just wanted to say, like, God has been truly blessing me. And I think He gave me this time out to really think about what it is that I want to do, what it is He needs me to do. You know what I mean? And it's just been amazing. I'm out here fighting law enforcement, I mean, police reform, probation reform. And then the best news is that I am the first, and I believe, LGBTQ person to sit on a committee for the city of Dover. I just got appointed that by a city councilman.
Well,
And
good.
let me tell you, that is amazing for me.
That's right. Make presidents, make waves.
You know I am. You know I am. So I'm just really happy. And during that year time, I took time out to really think about what it is that I want to do and stop doing what everybody else want me to do. And I'm right where I
You're
want to be. You know what I'm saying? We as women out here, we have a voice. And I just want to, HOP is something special to me. And it's about empowering women, no matter what your orientation is, all women, all walks of life. You know what I mean? Especially if you are entrepreneur as a woman, we have to come together, and it can't be about no competition. We got to be empowering each other to be our very best, you know, because it's so hard for them to tear us down.
Absolutely. And it's hard to tear us down when we are linked, as you were saying. So that's what, I had started out by saying when we were talking about strengths and weaknesses, I am someone who has had to learn how to identify what my strengths are and what my weaknesses are. And then either go find people who are strong in my weaknesses to be able to either pour into me, or at least be able to invite those who are strong in those places to now come in with what I have going on to be able to then make an even stronger unit. So you're absolutely right. I think as women, this is what our call is right now. It is to 100% help each other. It is 100% to serve each other. It is 100% to support each other in all of our endeavors. Because if you win, I win.
Exactly. They don't understand that if you win, I win. And that's the point that we really have to get across, and just continue to empower, each other. Um, I didn't mean to crash your show, but I would love for you guys to invite me to come on. I got something to say to our female and males who like to watch our show, to watch the series. I really have a message, around breast cancer. I really do, and I would like to share that here on Hop First before it's taken anywhere else. So,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Well, listen, October is that month anyway, so we might
mhm.
as well just go ahead and open up October. Listen, I'll make sure that if I don't text April on the way out of here to let her
Yes, put that in there.
that I was like, because we're starting the plan for October on. So we'll definitely put you in there because I would love to have you, love to be able to pick your brain, for everyone to be able to really hear the things that you are doing, the waves and the pressure that you are
Hmm.
putting on certain things, and then just the amazing person that you are. You know what I
Oh,
mean? And
thank you.
I need to know that.
Thank you so much, man. I just feel like I'm still on a natural high. I got blessed with brand ambassador for I Am Me, and it just felt so good, walking in there and people who, you read about or see their names sponsoring bills already know who you are.
Yeah,
That's like amazing, to be
exactly.
honest.
Remember, your
Being in
name is
the
going to
room.
be whispered exactly in rooms that you didn't even know you were going to be in, or God gives you glimpses of the rooms that you're going to be in. And then when you step in there, that's why people are over here. Oh, I know who you are.
And then the one thing I can say, I know he's not rerunning from governor for what I'm hearing, but for the governor to know who I am, well, know my family name, Smack. He's like, hold on, Smack. From Bridgeville, Blue and Gold game, knew who my uncle was because my uncle persevered, knew who my father was because he's a Hall of Famer. I said, yes, that is the family. That's my uncle. That's my dad. That felt so good. He will never forget my name.
And obviously, there's already an impact. You have a precedence, a generational impact. So you just are
Mhm.
falling all in line. I love it.
Oh
I love it.
yeah, oh yeah. And it just felt good, when, especially when you got AIDS, and then the people who check you in, make sure you ain't bringing no explosives. I don't know what they call those, the policemen there. They
Mhm.
say you walk. They said you walk with your head high, and you carry yourself like you somebody. Who are you? Ah! But that felt good today.
That's what
I
they
had to.
say.
Yeah, that's what they said, because people from different organizations was in there calling my name, and like, Vonda, Smack is here, Smack is here, Smack. They were like excited because I guess they didn't know, I was gonna be there today, and they was like, "Who are you?" It
Right.
was
Yeah, they
crazy.
want to know. Well, listen, y'all bet to know, okay?
It was just a great feeling. I'm in my element, and especially being a lesbian woman, being right there watching him sign that proclamation. it felt good. It's like a sense of celebration. It brought tears to my eyes because I came out back in the 80s. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was not, you know, easily accepted back then. It's not something that you talked about, you know, and it was just very hard, you know. And so to be there and think about everything that you went through, it does make you, you know, be like, man, this took a long time, or man, we've been through a lot. Man, we still fighting, but I can be me, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And you could be that is I feel like that has been my quest over the last 2 years to really figure out exactly who I am and then to be me authentically. I like the idea of not being able to be me authentically and having to hide that. That's a hard task. You got to do a lot of faking.
Yeah, but you
And
know what?
there's that conviction that's on the inside that's over here, like, really, I have to be over here faking. Like, I can't imagine not being able to wear what I want to when I want to and have somebody not, discriminate against that. That's absolutely absurd.
I do affirmations a lot. And one of the things that I learned, and I don't know if I'm gonna pass it to you, maybe it could help you or help someone who is watching. For so long going through what I was going through, you know, my fight with cancer, I started not to love myself so much because of how I could see my appearance changing. But I did affirmations, you know what I'm saying? And really being yourself is about just being a person. People are going to love the genuine you. You know, I look at it like I am a brand. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And my affirmations were always I am amazing. Despite what I'm going through, I am amazing. And I would tell myself, I am beautiful. I love me. Look at me. Woohoo. Those are my things that I say in the mirror. And after you start making those affirmations about self, you start to feel those things. You know what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
almost like you're, reprogramming your
Programming.
brain.
That's exactly what.
And when you speak things, they become true.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do. I
And that's
take
why
an
they over
hour
here
a day
saying
for
you
my
walking around like
affirmations.
you somebody, okay?
Oh
Because you
yeah.
are somebody.
And you just got to remove that doubt. you know um I've had people, very close to me tell me like you're holding your own self back, Smack. And now I'm just walking into it. You know what I mean, just getting out there doing it, and it feels good. you know um I had over a year downtime, so I started reading. I started taking these free trainings from the different organizations I belong to make me a better activist and an advocate for people, so that when I go into the room like I did today, speaking to three senators, I know how to talk to them. I know how to tell a story to make them change their mind about voting on a bill. It just felt good.
I bet. I bet. I bet.
Yeah.
So see,
But I
even in that, like we were talking about, I believe it was last week when we had Dominique on, and we were talking
want.
about how sometimes in that wait time or in that downtime, there's still a lot to get done. So although it seemed like you were down, you were fighting a completely different fight. You didn't lose any time by
Mm-mm.
just sitting there in a woe is me and pity party or anything. No, you used the energy that you had to continue to further yourself in a space where it was like, okay, I can't be out, but I can be here. So what can I do here in this space? And
Mhm.
you're being honored for the work that you have done here because not
Yeah.
everybody does that. Not everybody
Yeah.
does that. So I'm proud of you. I am
Thank
proud of
you.
you.
Thank you. And lots of it was on bed rest, on a phone, on Zoom, with a notepad, laying in the bed, getting my training in. And I had to take my thoughts and rechannel them to something else, to not stop thinking so much about my battle. You know what I'm saying? at what I was going through. Let me channel this somewhere else. Let me get out my head, you know. And once I did that, man, look, I was just loving it. Telling you, man, when I tell people, when I truly tell my story that I have testimonies, and when they hear the testimonies, they're just gonna be like, wow, it's gonna blow a lot of people's mind. But like I tell everybody, I'm not the same Vonda Smack before cancer. I'm a totally different person. I really am. One that smiles more, gets excited over the little things, because tomorrow is not promised. You hear me?
I hear you. I hear you. Well,
But
I
look,
am thrilled
thank you.
and I am blessed to know this Vonda Smack. Okay.
Yes. Well, look,
Thank
I didn't
you
mean to
for
crash your show.
sharing.
I wanted to share that good news. Big
Yes.
shout out to our sister company,
Yes.
IME Inc., for having an amazing day today. Yo, that was pressure. It was
Yes.
lovely.
Well, thank you
So
for showing up and doing the work. Absolutely. Thank you for what you
you're
do.
welcome. And
All
you
right.
take care, okay?
Progression.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh man, that is absolutely wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, we are close to our time. If you are in the Delaware area, definitely pop in to the Newcastle Hope Center. Like I said, on Saturday from 11 to 3. If you would like, like I said, we'll be talking about food on a budget, how to be able to be health conscious and an educated consumer when it comes to your food, but then also be able to make sure that it fits your pockets. So I'm super, super excited about that. I apologize for the technical difficulty that we had. I guess we will reschedule her as well. I can't wait for you guys to meet her though. I tagged some of my friends on my personal page that I know would definitely be able to benefit from her business. I will put the information in you guys' inbox for right now. And then the rest of you guys will just have to wait for who our guest was. But she was absolutely amazing. So next week we do have someone scheduled. Let me double check our schedule real quick. I have been trying to make sure that we are good to go. We are going to be having Kenesha Lacole, and it's going to be using my health to help you. Ooh, this sounds right up my alley. I am super, super excited about that. I do not know Kenesha Lacole. I am utterly excited to be able to talk to her. So I cannot wait for that. So guys, make sure that you tune in, as we are always here on Tuesdays at 7:15, either on my personal page, which is Morgan Harvey, my lovely hosts, April, I believe it's Anderson Green. Yeah, April Anderson. So it is on her page. And then of course our host parent page, which on Facebook is House of Peach. That's what HOP stands for. And you can also then find us on YouTube. So it's youtube.com/the empowering HOP, HOP, empowering women. So I love you guys. It's been real. Thanks again for hanging with me and bearing with my awkwardness. Before Smack came on, I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Peach, for handling things today. I love y'all. And I will see you next Tuesday at 7:15.
Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, what more do you say? Coming up. Yeah.